Welcome to Rooted Moms. This is the podcast for moms living somewhere between crayons and car keys.
Bedtime prayers and those big talks that we really don't want to have.
So, whether you're raising littles or teenagers, or you're somewhere in between, or maybe you're even beyond,
We're here to laugh and, hey, probably cry a little bit, but we're here to learn and stay rooted in our faith through every single season of our motherhood.
because between the two of us, we are covering a lot of ground in motherhood
Basically, from crowns,
to car keys.
raise your hand if you have said, I'll never do that as a parent.
Oh, me, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, we know you do it weekly, right? I mean
Right, because we do.
I mean, even in this new age or this new season that we're in, we're like, "Oh, I'm never gonna do that."
Yeah.
I think it's a nonstop thing.
Absolutely. We just want y'all to know, as a little bit of a preface for this episode, it is 100% a judgment-free zone. It is going to be a grace-filled conversation because even over the last 2 years, we ourselves do things differently as moms.
Exactly.
So I've done some research of the top things that moms said they would never do.
Mm,
So these come from 2 different sources, 2 different online sources.
be nice.
Be nice. Yes. I So number 1 from babychick.com was make multiple meals to appease picky eaters.
No, I don't think I would. I'm like, if I make one meal, you're gonna eat it.
Eat what I make.
Yeah.
What I have done over the years is my kids are great eaters. Like from little, my kids ate Brussels sprouts and asparagus and all the things.
Hmm.
So I was super blessed on that. But my daughter, my middle daughter, Lil, went through a phase where she wouldn't eat meat.
Emma's in that phase.
Yeah. And I was like, "You're gonna have no protein," and I would freak out. What I learned over the years is just to offer her a small piece and tell her, I need you to eat this one bite,
Mm.
and then you can have the other things." And then she still is not a fan of, like, asparagus or hominy, so when I make those things, I'll also make beans to go with it,
Mhm.
because then she's still getting that's protein and vegetable all rolled into one.
Yeah. Well,
So
I know there's some moms out there that they end up, and I'm not trying to shame you or
right.
anything, and I understand because you get into that mode that you're, like, so frustrated, you're like, "I need you to eat, so I'm gonna make you this plate." But, I have noticed with Emma, when she don't wanna eat meat, it's dinner time.
Uh,
It's the only time she don't want unless it's, chicken nuggets.
yeah.
And of course, it's like, I can't keep feeding you chicken nuggets every single night. So it's one of those things you kinda have to like, "Hey, what I cook, that's what you're eating because I don't have time to cook." I
Yeah,
mean, I hate to say it, but I don't have time to cook a whole bunch of different meals.
exactly.
I got other stuff to do for
Well, and I think, there's moms, even my own mom, she was telling me once that my brother went through a phase where all he would eat, I think, was like peanut butter sandwiches.
mm,
And
I don't mind a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
this was like weeks,
Oh,
every meal.
yeah, I get tired of food after a while.
And I think she told me she ended up taking him to the doctor and she's like, "What is going on with him?" And he told her, "He'll get sick of it eventually.
Mhm.
At least he's eating."
Yeah,
Because that was the only thing he would eat.
exactly.
So it makes sense that, some moms, some kids are just more stubborn than others, let's be honest.
Mhm.
And while ours are stubborn, maybe not necessarily on food.
Yeah.
So number 2 says that things moms said they would never do is feed their kids fast food. I'm guilty, 100%.
I never said I wasn't,
Yeah, I
'cause
don't
I'm
think I
like,
did either.
sometimes it's like, that's just the easy way to do, so I don't think I ever said I
Yeah,
wasn't gonna do it, so, yeah, no, McDonald's is some even though I'm tired of it, it's just an easy place to go
easy,
get
in and out.
or pizza.
Number 3 is forgets to feed them dinner.
I will have to say sometimes we just have cereal for dinner.
I can admit 100% that I have forgotten to feed my kids. Not for extended periods of time, don't get me
Yeah,
wrong.
no.
But, like, it'll be like 8, 9 o'clock, and the kids will come to me like, "Mom, are we having dinner today?" I'm like, "Oh, you have to eat."
Yeah, no,
My bad.
I think I've had those moments because you get doing something and you're like, "Oh, crap."
And you completely lose track of time.
Yes. I'm like, I had this stuff to do. And I guess, some people will probably end up being like, well, because you're busy all the time. It's like, no, it's not that. Sometimes I get into stuff and then they get into stuff that you just totally
Yeah,
forget. I mean,
they're running around playing outside, they're doing their homework,
mhm,
they're cleaning their room, they're playing,
yeah,
and we all lose track of time.
yeah. I mean, I try my hardest right when I get home. That's when I cook dinner, but there are times I'm like, y'all just have some cereal.
Yeah. So this one is a big one, and I can agree that I said I would never do this, is letting them sleep in mom and dad's bed.
Oh, I don't think I ever said never. James did. And really, my kids don't sleep in my bed. They sleep on the floor. But, please don't. I know this is a judgment free, but I would sleep in my mom and dad's room when I was 20, till I was 24, like randomly. But it was more like my dad worked nights. So I would sleep in my mom's room
Right.
because it was just us girls.
See, I tried that.
Yeah.
My dad was the over the road driver.
Yeah.
My dad was gone all the time.
Mhm.
So I'd be like, "Mom, can I sleep with you?" She'd be like, "No, you're an orangutan. You can't sleep in my bed."
Well, and oh my goodness, if we go on a trip with the kids, me and James have finally gotten let them beat each other up, and
Right.
we just say Emma,
Is an orangutan?
and she beats her brother up. We found that out the last trip we had.
Oh,
All of a sudden, we hear this bam, 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 and Dean's like, "Stop it!" She was hitting her brother in her sleep.
oh goodness.
I mean, slapping it.
Hoarding. Hoarding.
But no, I don't think I said I would never because, kids get scared, and sometimes that's the safest place we sometimes feel.
Yeah. I think the only time Jamie and I were both very adamant when the girls before the when I was pregnant with Jesse that we were not doing the co-sleeping thing. No. The kids did sleep in our room
Mhm.
in their bassinet and pack and play until they were about a year old.
Yeah.
And then we transitioned them to their rooms. And then from there on, the only time they were allowed to sleep in our bed was if they were super, super sick, running high fevers, something like that, where I could physically have hands on them
Yeah.
and keep an eye on them all night long.
Yeah, that's kinda, having them sleep next to me, I can wake up, feel their head. Now, I will say nap time is a different story because when you're a mom with a baby, you end up getting to, "I need to take a nap." So, I would either have them in the bassinet or I would have them right there with me because 'cause I'm like, "I'm so sorry." But, and that's kind of mine and Emma's thing after church on Sunday, "Okay, let's go take a nap. Let's go take a nap." 'Cause that's when I know they'll take a nap.
Right.
But that's the only time.
Yeah. This is a big one that I've heard a lot of people say is I will never put my child on a leash.
Yeah, I said I would never, and I committed to that.
Yeah, Jessie had a monkey backpack and the leash was at the tail because she was a runner.
Yeah.
And at that age, let me just tell you, she started walking the day Lily was born. And not even in the hospital. I didn't even get that lucky. It was when she left with her aunts.
Uh-huh.
I got a call that night. Jessie started walking, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" So I was dealing with a newborn,
Yep.
and then I had a toddler who was a runner.
Oh, Lord.
She was 4 years old, 4 or 5 years old before she ever walked.
Mm,
She instantly went from crawling to running.
mhm.
And of course, in public, I couldn't chance her running into traffic.
I totally get that. Like, no, I never I guess when I see the leash thing, I don't know if you remember this with Mike Myers, where it's on Saturday Night Live, and he's connected to, the playground, or the jungle gyms, and he's doing this, he's trying to get out of the leash thing. So I'm like, "Okay," and he's got a helmet on and all that kinda stuff, and he's doing this, and this little, Nicole Kidman's character, 'cause she was hosting or whatever, she'd come and she's acting like a little girl, so doing it mom, like, not mom, but, the little girl stuff, like, "Oh my goodness," like, oh, and she's brushing her doll's hair, and she talks about chocolate. He's like, "My mom never gives me chocolate." And she's like, "Oh, really? Well, here you go." And he gets chocolate, and he's dragging the jungle gym with. So I'm like, "Oh, no, I don't think I could do
Yeah.
that." So I am one of those, I actually committed to that one, so
Another one is that mom said they would never let their kids wear dirty clothes or clothes that didn't properly fit them outside of the house.
I don't think I ever said I would never. 'Cause knowing my husband, he apparently when he was younger, he liked wearing his shirts inside out, dirty or not. So I figured, well, I think my kids will sleep in their clothes that they wore the day before, and I'm like, "Why?"
17 years old, Lily does the same thing. I'm like, jeans are not comfortable to sleep in. What are you
No,
doing?
they are not. But no, Dean sleeps now. Emma, on the other hand, clothes come off.
Oh, she changes 30 times a day
Oh
now.
my goodness, she does.
But I remember that stage. There was a point the girls were so bad about it. I took their clothes away from them
Mhm.
and I put them in my bedroom.
Yeah.
So they had a dresser in my bedroom. It was just like 2 years ago, I let Maggie start putting clothes in her room because I'm like, "I'm tired of doing all the laundry
Yes,
because you wanna change 30 times a day, and we're not going anywhere. You're
exactly.
putting on a fashion show for yourself."
Well, it's like she got to have an outfit outside, she's gotta have an outfit inside, and or she just takes them all off, and that's it. Dean, on the other hand, he's a boy.
He don't care.
He don't care. He will sleep in his clothes, like, he'll have his clothes on Friday, and he'll sleep in his clothes until Sunday morning. I tell him, "You change your dang clothes."
Right?
But, now let's see, what would be the other one? It was, dirty clothes or what else?
Clothes that didn't properly fit them.
I will say I have pulled those clothes or I've missed some clothes and they will find them or they will get them. And I'm like,
I ain't got time, let's go.
and Emma, she is a drama queen because she's all, "These fit." I'm like, "No, ma'am, they don't fit you."
Yeah,
And so I guess I am one of those that I'm like, just whatever.
yeah, it's not worth the fight.
Yeah.
So another one is mom said they would never skip showering for multiple days in a row. I'm 100% guilty that I thought I was gonna be the mom that my newborn, I'm still gonna shower, I'm still gonna do all the things. And then that newborn came and there was no sleep and there was that colic. Lily was so colicky.
Mm,
And yeah, I didn't shower for several days in a row.
my goodness. Yeah. I still have those moments because I get so flippin' tired with everything that I do, and I'm like,
Well,
I'll
I'm
do it tomorrow."
100% not gonna, I'm be honest, remember judgment free zone. I needed a shower in the worst way last night.
Mhm.
And I was like, yep, I can do it tomorrow. It's fine. And I want to say I went to bed, but I went to work. It was a whole thing. But it happens.
Yeah. Well, it was the same with me whenever, you were texting me this morning, I'm like, "I needed to take a shower." And you're like, "Okay," 'cause 'cause I'm like, "I just needed that dang shower."
Yes.
But you get to where your schedule is so, I really I don't think I promised that I would be that way, but I just noticed as a
I don't,
mom.
I don't think I outwardly ever promised it, but definitely
Yeah.
inwardly. What about letting the kids skip showers for multiple days in a row?
Judgment free, there
I'm
are
the
days.
world's worst in the summer.
Yeah.
Like, "Oh, you were in the pool today, that counts."
Yeah. "Oh, you
We're
played
not going anywhere.
in that mud pit. Okay. Yeah, no problem."
Just rinse them off with the hose.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Well, what cracks me up, in certain moments, my kids wanna take a shower or a bath, well, either or every day, but they wanna take it in mine,
Mhm.
and it's when they are the dirtiest of them all, and I'm like, "No, y'all touch your own bath."
Yeah, see, and I didn't even have that privilege because before we moved up here and got our house, we had 1 bathroom.
Mhm.
5 people,
Mm.
1 bathroom. 4 of them are female.
Yeah. Mm.
I learned how to
Hair
do
everywhere.
makeup anywhere
Yeah.
because it just wasn't worth it. Ooh, people said they would never let their kids run around with their noses running down their face.
I don't think I never said I wouldn't, because they're kids.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't prevent it all the time.
Yeah, but I think 100%, I've been that mom because Maggie has this until recently, she had this chronic allergy where she always had a year-round
Mhm,
snotty nose, and everybody's like, "Oh, she has a sinus infection," because it would be, like, green and yellow, and
mhm.
we had it tested, all the things. It never know why it's that color because it's always just been allergies.
Yeah.
So, but I can say even though I've dealt with it with my own kid, there's been times I look at it, I'm like, "Somebody wipe that kid's nose."
Yeah, I know. Like, okay, Dean, he's a boy, so we're at his
Yes. Ain't got
well, or
Oh, yeah.
knows he need it, and I'm like, "Bud, that's going back into your system, and you were just sick."
I hate to break it to you, little girls do that too.
Yeah, Emma hasn't gotten there
And
yet.
I got there yet. So a lot of moms said they would never let their kids zone out on screens.
I was one of them that said I would never, and I hate to say it, but sometimes when you are trying to get something cleaned and they're bugging you all the time, I am I am the worst. I'm like, "Here's your tablet so I could just get this done." I am the worst on that. I said I was never gonna do that, and I am the worst on that, and it's been hard breaking them of that.
So I think that's where earlier I said that I've noticed the differences between us over the years, and
Mhm.
that's one of them. Jamie and I were very adamant technology was not going to run our kids and not going to raise them. We didn't allow Jessie to get a cell phone until she was 11 or 12. And that was simply because we'd moved up here and we were both working.
Yeah.
And there was that 2-hour time frame between when they got home from school and when we got home from work.
Mhm.
And she needed a way to communicate with us.
Oh, yeah.
So, but we never did the tablets or any of those things when they were little.
Right now, it's mostly tablets, but, when we start doing homeschool, I have had a conversation with them. I says, "Look, we're not gonna do this, you're gonna be on your tablet all day." And it has helped with the grandparents not allowing them to be on their tablet, because the grandparents help us a little bit,
Right.
'cause
It takes a village.
yeah, it takes a village, because me and James work full time and we need help in certain areas. And the grandparents have helped us of them not being on their tablets and all that kind of stuff. But on the weekends, it's like that's my time to get stuff done.
Right.
I'm like, okay, here. Or, we do end up going out to eat. And I said I was never going to have my kid be the tablet kid. But there for a while, it was like that was the only way we could enjoy, and I hate to say it, enjoy our lunch or our dinner,
Yeah.
Now with the phone, I probably won't let them have until they start driving, because that's what my mom did, but it was also a phone that didn't have text message, and all
Well,
it
we
was
didn't have that either.
yeah,
Right.
it was a razor.
Yeah.
And they had to like, you had to pay
Her text.
per text, and so my mom and dad made sure that wasn't on there. Because when I left high school, that's when I got my own so I could text, but I paid for it
Right.
and I had unlimited. But, no, I hate to say it, I am one of those moms that said I would never, but it has helped me in certain things on getting certain things done,
Yeah.
and I hate to say it.
What about yell at yell at their kids or swear in front of the kids.
I was one of those that I would never, but
Not gonna be like my mom. I'm not gonna yell. I'm not.
yeah, that was it.
I just had a fit, what, 3 weeks ago,
Uh-huh,
where I was screaming at the top of my lungs at my children,
uh-huh.
but I caught myself and I separated myself. But I think that's something that every mom probably says, and every mom probably ends up at some point doing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and that's one thing that I've had to learn, because growing up, I try to I held in my anger all the time,
Mhm.
because 'cause I'm like, I was put down, I was all this, and there was no point in me saying anything until I met James, and my mouth just decided to.
It's his own fault.
But, and I always tell myself he probably regrets me being that way, but he's like, "No, that's when I'm proudest of you because you are more verbally, like, I don't like that."
Express.
But I'm still learning that I don't need to be that angry with my kids kinda deal, but
Right.
sometimes you're pulling your hair out and you just like, "Just stop it."
Yeah.
But no, I had that I wasn't gonna yell like my mom.
Yeah.
Which my mom didn't really yell at me all the time. My mom, I thought she did.
Yeah. And the swearing in front of their kids, I'm guilty.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna lie, I have the worst mouth.
Yeah.
I was no excuses, but this is what I tell people, look, I was raised by truckers, plural. Not only were my parents truckers, they had a trucking company, so we had truckers in and out of our house all the time. I married a mechanic.
Yeah.
I
Woo!
live in the oil field and I work in construction.
Mhm.
It's a constant.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunately, and it's something I have to work on, gotten into the point that I don't even realize it.
Mhm.
And it's always just been kind of as long as you're not cussing at me, it's not a big deal for us.
Yeah. Yeah, I will admit I cuss, and it's not
It's
exact.
shocking when it happens, just so y'all know.
Yeah, she don't see it. Yeah, a lot.
That's a what did you say?
Well, even her girls are like, "Miss Whitney," because I try to hold it in so much, but there's times that I get so frustrated that those words do come out. And even at home, I try so hard, but again, I married a mechanic. I grew up with 2 older brothers, and they both went into the Army, and they came back to cussing like a sailor, which is totally different. Areas.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I hate to say it, but I do.
What about bribing your kids? I never said I wouldn't bribe my kids. I 100% bribe my kids.
Yeah, I think I said I would never. I think. I think that was one of the ones I said I would never, but honestly, in order to get them to do something, yeah,
Sometimes,
right.
look, if you will just clean your room, we can do X, Y, and Z. I said I would never own a minivan.
And you own a minivan.
I 100% own a minivan,
It does,
and I
but
love
it
my minivan.
but it is the most comfortable minivan there is, because I rode it, and I'm like, "Oh, man, this is good." It's got plenty of room.
I'm just saying, if I will never be a minivan mom. I'm an SUV mom. We, I had bought a third row vehicle
Mhm,
because we unexpectedly got custody of my niece.
mhm,
And all of a sudden, we couldn't fit in my pickup.
mhm.
So went and bought a third row vehicle. I didn't even have it long enough to get the license plates in, and I got backed into, and it destroyed my back catch.
Ugh,
So I had to go get a rental, and they gave me a minivan because I'm like, I have to have third row seating.
uh-huh,
No exceptions. And they gave me a minivan, and I hated it.
uh-huh.
And then it was right about Christmas time, and my family lives up about 6 hours from here. So we had loaded everybody up, and we went up to the Metroplex. And the thing about my family is that if I go see my sister or my mom, I'm not coming home with just what I went with. I
That's
love them.
reality. That's
I love
reality.
them for that. But I'm coming home with snacks for the kids. I'm coming home with things my mom has collected.
Mhm.
Oh, my sister has a produce bin metal organizer thing? Is she doesn't want any more? Yes, let's go.
Yeah.
So we were able to not only have all of the Christmas stuff, all of our bags, all of their gifts, but then we had so much extra on top of it. In what looked like a smaller space than what was in my expedition, we fit all of that and still had room, and that sold me
Yep.
right then and there.
Yep.
So when my expedition got totaled out, I have had the worst luck lately. But when my expedition got totaled out, that was my immediate, like, we're getting a minivan.
Mhm. Yep. I'm an SUV. I have an SUV, but I do miss my little car because I could go zoom zoom in it. That is one thing that I do miss, but this new SUV that we have, it is a zoom zoom, so I can actually move it to sports and all that kind of stuff.
I can do that with my minivan too.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
But I have a lot more kids than you have.
Yes, you do. You do.
Luckily, you're still in it's just your 2
Yeah,
kids.
until they get older.
I have my 3 kids and their boyfriends and their friends and I have everybody.
Well, and then you have, your friend and her kids.
Yeah, but it works really well. So the last one is that mom said they would never do is to stop caring what they themselves look like.
I said I would make sure that I would have myself presentable.
Mhm. I was the
Look at
teenager.
look at me now.
I was a teenager. I wouldn't my mom will tell you, I would not walk to the mailbox without putting on my makeup.
Mhm.
I always had my makeup, my hair, all the things done. And now, mom bun and out the door.
Yep.
I don't do makeup on a daily basis.
Mm-mm.
I do makeup for church.
Mhm.
And prior to joining the praise team, I didn't even do that.
Yeah.
I only do it now just to make myself a little more presentable and to look a little more awake because I'm in front of the entire congregation
Yeah.
for the service.
Yeah, like, whenever I am having the privilege of being on stage, because God has gave me that opportunity, I will make sure that I'm presentable, but there are times I'm like, I do go to church without mascara and all that because my eyes get irritated, but I used to wear makeup all the time in high school, all the time.
But what's funny to me is those Sundays were not expected for one, that we ever even care what we look like up there. But for two, every single person in this church has seen us
Mm, in our worst.
literally at our worst after being up all night chasing teenagers, coming to Sunday service in our pajamas.
Exactly,
Worst.
exactly.
And then those random times that our normal people aren't here for announcements and all the things, and we get thrown into being on stage,
Yes.
and we're like, "Oh my gosh, I'm not presentable."
I know.
Why does it matter?
Yeah. It's gotten to the point, and I get it because our pastor usually says this, if you're gonna end up being presentable for something, be presentable for your husband because it is a respectful thing for him. And I'm not saying that, oh, you gotta do it all the time, but don't just all of a sudden get all purdied up because you're going out with the girls.
Right.
Why can't you do that with him? Is he not important to you? And who are you trying to impress?
I am more likely to put on makeup and fix my hair going on a date with Jamie than if we're going to lunch.
Yeah. I probably will put mascara on and try and get my hair done, but that's for every occasion. I mean, look at me right now.
Yeah.
So, with all those said, let's kind of look at expectations and reality. So, what did you think parenting would be like?
Sunshine and rainbows and unicorns.
I have to say, I thought it was gonna be the best thing ever. My kids were gonna behave. We were gonna be great. I wouldn't have no problems.
Yeah. And then here we are. I'm yelling at my kids and I'm grounding my kids and I'm taking away their phones and I'm taking away the car keys and
Yes.
saying, "You get to go to school and come home.
Mhm.
That's it. You go to school, you come home, you sit on your bed, you come out, eat supper, and then you go back to your room."
Exactly. I mean, literally, I thought I was gonna have the greatest kids. I wasn't gonna have any problems. And then I had my first child. And it was like, oh my goodness, he's gonna be all crazy. Oh my goodness, Dean, calm down. Anytime we go into public, stop. it became like a, "Oh my goodness, I
Right.
don't know what he's gonna do," you know, and then Emma came along. You're like, "No, I don't know what she's gonna say out in public."
Yeah.
But what surprised you the most?
What surprised me the most is how crazy and outrageous my kids are at home.
Mhm.
But then when we go into public, they are the most well-behaved children. I have had people stop me. We were playing bingo one night,
Mhm.
and, we took the kids with us because we didn't have a babysitter, and they just sat there and they colored and they did their thing, and there was a lady that went to the concession stand, bought them candy, and brought it over, and she was like, "Your kid I see kids in here all the time." She said, "I'm here every night. I've never seen kids as well behaved as yours."
Mm.
And it took me years to realize they act out at home and they're crazy at home because they're safe
Mhm.
and they feel that safe and they feel like they can be who they truly are and don't have to put on an act
Yeah.
because they know they're safe with mom and dad.
Mm. Yeah.
That was the most surprising thing for me.
So, I mean, I guess I could relate in that same aspect because my kids, it's like I'm pulling my hair out. What actually, when I'm around my kids, just being in the same room with them, I'm pulling my hair out because they're like, "Mom, mom, 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 mom." But then when they end up getting away from me, it is I get a surprise of how God moves through them. It's amazing because they'll go to Sunday school class, and, their teacher will come up to me like, "Oh my goodness, Dean said the most wonderful prayer, and we see what you're doing." 'Cause he would start with the prayer of, "Lord, we come to you today." And that's what me and him would do before bedtime would be, "Lord, we come to you tonight. Just lift up so and so and so and so." Of course, his would be, "We wanna lift up dinosaurs, make sure that they do everything possible." Something like that, and then this little girl, she actually shocks me more in the moments that you need the Lord in in those times, because, like, when, her pa was he had cancer, prostate cancer, you know, in those moments, she would make sure pa was at the top of her prayer list because she thought, "We lift up pa."
Yeah.
That was her first thing because she knew what for a 4-year-old to you would think wouldn't understand what was going on, but for her to be like, "No, pa needs the Lord right now." And she would go over there sometimes and be like, "Pa, I'm praying over you." It amazes me in the moments that I'm, like, so stressed out to come and see that the kids are learning about God.
Right.
Like, even Emma, before she got baptized, and I know people would be like, "Well, she's only 6 years old." This girl asked me the question. So I die, and then I'm reborn. Of course, it ended up being, so I die, and I become a baby again. No baby. But she asked the hard questions that you wouldn't expect, and I never had a conversation with her. It would be whenever someone was being baptized, she's all, "So, are they dying and accepting Jesus in their lives?" "Yes, baby." And when they die, it's not meaning that they're actually dying, they're dying, their old self is dying, and they're being reborn, and then, of course, you get this, "So I become a baby again?" "No, baby." That's not what it is. But I accept Jesus in my life. Well, I want that. And so it makes me feel like, "Okay, I'm doing something right.
Right.
Why are you so chaotic at home?" But you're right. It's because
It's like,
they can be themselves.
yeah.
So, yeah.
There is a different mindset
Mhm.
in motherhood. But there's also a different mindset of what you expect motherhood to be versus the reality of what it is.
Mhm.
So what was your mindset before having kids on how you were gonna navigate?
So how I was gonna navigate was I was gonna make sure that I was gonna do everything right, be by the book, you know, and
I read all the books,
yeah.
all of them.
I read all the books and or I watched videos about this is, the step by steps, and I'm like, "Okay, that's how it's gonna be. That's how my life or, as a mother was gonna be. I was gonna be there for my kids. I was gonna do this. I was gonna do that, do this." And, that was just one of those things that's how my mindset was.
I think that for us specifically because of our age, I think we got all these ideas because we were in that stage in the beginning of life of reality TV.
Mhm.
And in all reality, reality TV is not reality.
Yeah, the facade is fake.
So we saw all these things and put them together of like, okay, this isn't going to be what I think it is. It's not going to be hard. It's not going to be. And then it comes in like a wrecking ball.
Mhm.
And now you're picking up each little piece of bricks and trying to put it all back together and figure out how to fit it together.
Yeah, and we'll get into it more later, but social media has been a lot of us moms' guidebook.
And especially the younger ones, the
Yes.
ones that are just starting out,
Mhm.
the generation after us.
So what was your mindset after children?
And my mindset after having kids has just been one day at a time
Yeah.
because every day is different. Every kid is different.
Mm.
Every day with every kid is different. So I'm juggling three at a time.
Yeah.
But then I've got this niece that's coming to live with us and this niece that's coming to live with us. And they've got, especially as they've gotten older, I tease my kids that they bring home the strays. So it's for the longest time, and I know that's where God allowed me to see the calling He had placed on my life. But like Lily and Jesse would just bring home these kids that had these horrible lives at home, and
Mhm.
they had nobody to talk to. So then I was navigating, dealing with this kid and dealing with this kid, and I've had so many kids in my house just in the last 5 years that still to this day, if I see them in Walmart, hey mom, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You know, I kids quit talking to them years ago.
Yeah.
So that's the mindset now is take it one day at a time, 1 minute at a time.
I mean, you have to. You can't just expect and, I'm one of those moms that is guilty of trying to be a perfect mom,
Mhm.
you know, and I think in this new season, I figured out take one day at a time.
Right.
I have to let certain things go as, my husband's
Let it go.
yeah, he actually sings "Let It Go" to me when I need to let it go. But, I think when we grow is why our mindset changes.
Right. Well, and I think that I have to be a perfect mom.
Mm,
I don't think that's a bad mindset to have. But I think rather than looking at the world standards of what a perfect mom is, you have to look at God's standards of what a perfect mom is. And God's standards of what a perfect mom is showing up,
mhm,
teaching your kids about Him,
yeah.
and leading them on the path back to Him. That's what being a perfect mom is.
Well, and, so, like, the difference between us, we started having kids at a later age. You started having kids at a younger age. So I feel like with us, we thought we had it all planned out, but with y'all had to like immediately start making changes. But we had this time like, well, we weren't going to do this. We weren't going to do this. This is how it should be. This is how it should be.
And we
And
had zero of those discussions.
exactly. I mean, in those different seasons of motherhood, even now, I may be doing something different with my kids than you did.
Mhm.
Like me, tablets have been a lifesaver sometimes. It was probably a lot easier for you because
It
technically,
wasn't a big thing then.
yeah, it wasn't.
It's been more difficult to deal with it with Max than it was with the older 2,
Mhm.
and had we stayed living in Central Texas where we were, they wouldn't have had the phones that they did have.
Yeah,
We were very big on, "There's 300 acres out here, go play."
yeah. Well, and and I think it's the same with you have 3 girls and they're a lot older. I have younger kids, I have a boy and a girl, and it's just one of those things that we have a different because like with Dean, we were like, "You need to be your own man," and yeah, I understand he's 10 years old, but he needs to learn how to be a man
Absolutely.
because I hate to say it, we don't have a lot of men in this world
Yeah.
that can make a godly decision, especially young men. That is one thing I have seen tremendous like, I've seen they just wanna play video games.
Right.
And I know that's what Dean wants to do, but it kind of with him, it's like an escape for him. And I hate to say I hate to have him have that escape, but sometimes with the school that they stress him so badly, and I just want him to escape from that stress. I shouldn't be having a 4th grader come to me on that Monday morning of testing. I I'm I'm scared. I'm scared to fail my test. So, I guess, for me, I guess that's a way for them to be able to escape certain things. And with Emma, she escapes in playing her Barbies
Mhm.
and playing school or and that's kind of where I was. That was my escape was playing Barbies. Dean's is doing that kind of stuff or going outside and building something.
Yeah, and that'll continually pivot as they get older.
Mhm.
Jesse and Molly, when they were little, their escape was to go in their playhouse and use their imagination and do all the things.
Yes.
And now it's Lily is, I'm going to my room and I'm going to go read. And Jesse is, I'm going to go braid my mannequin's hair. So that's drastically changed over the years because when they were little, especially, they were completely inseparable all the time.
Mhm.
And that was even a conversation I had with Lily one day was just she was like, she's doing things faster than me. That's normal. She's a year and a half older than you.
Mhm.
But we've always done everything at the same time
Yeah.
because Jesse was held back in first grade. The school system we were in, there was 100 kids, kindergarten through 12th grade.
Mhm.
There was one class per grade. So that ended up putting them in the same class even
Mhm.
for first through fifth grade until we moved to Midland. So even that was a hard transition for them to have that little bit of separation. So everything transforms over the years, and especially as they get older and they put away toys.
Yeah.
Maggie's in that stage of she's in between. She still wants to play toys, and that's why her and Emma get along so great,
Mhm.
is because she gets to be that little kid still when she's with Emma. But she wants to be a teenager, so she's learning to do her makeup and do her hair and all the things
Mhm.
at the same time. So she's in that in between.
Well, and I think that too is with Emma and Maggie, because Emma wants like, when they come to when y'all come to our house, she get asked you, "Can I do Maggie's makeup?" And then
Yeah.
when we come to yours,
Can I do Emma's makeup?
it's Maggie's turn. So it's one of those that, you know, and maybe it's she's enjoying having a little sister like Dean.
Yeah, 100%. I was fixing to say that.
Yeah, like with Dean, we have, some other little boys that they love the crap out of Emma and Dean, and they're littler than them, and Dean loves it because he's getting to enjoy and have, like, a
Be
little
the
brothers.
big brother to
Yeah,
a little brother, yeah.
because he tries to be a big brother to Sissy, and Sissy don't
She's
have it.
over it.
She's like, "I don't need your help, but Dean, I need you to open this for me."
Yeah.
But so you're right, in the different ages, you get different parenting skills. Like with Dean, totally different than Emma.
Yeah,
And I feel like later on is gonna be different.
it will be,
So,
especially once she starts dating and all the
oh,
things
she's
and
never dating.
okay, mom.
It's gonna be 40, they just date.
Okay.
This is the I would never, right? No.
Yeah.
She's
Okay. Well,
never
we'll revisit this in about 10 years.
But what's some life circumstances that has definitely made the parenting part change with each kid?
So when my kids were little, I didn't have to work. I we could have used it, but I didn't. We made it work. My husband was very adamant that I was going to stay home with the kids and raise the kids. So then it was they had my full focus all the time. I started working when Maggie was in pre-K because then I was just home. I didn't have any babies at home anymore.
Mhm.
I didn't want to be home all the time.
Yeah.
So that had to change. the way instead of them having mom's full attention all the time, because at that point is when I started college.
Mhm.
So there was times that, hey, mom's got schoolwork, mom's got work. You got to give us a piece. And as they've gotten older, the circumstances change again because now I'm not only am I working and doing all the side businesses and all the things, but now they're going to school and they're working
Mhm.
and they're building their own lives.
Yeah.
So it's drastically changed for each one. And each time it's been different.
Yeah, and for me, I started working. That was the very beginning thing. I would get my leave, like normal women would if they're working. And so I had this stress of I wasn't being a good mom because I was having to work or if they were sick. Like the first baby, Dean, he got sick for the first time. Well, I got ended up and nothing bad about this, but I felt like I was being guilt shamed
100% for
because
missing work.
yes. So I ended up going in. It was the first time he was ever sick, and I went in, and I cried all the way to work, and I cried all the way home after work. I felt like, "Oh my goodness." And now, yeah, I have all these things going on, but in the evening, I have been trying to enjoy my time with my kids because 'cause we're actually to this point, I don't have as much yeah, you may not believe me, but yeah, I help my husband for his company. I have the candle company. We're doing this podcast, all this stuff. I don't feel like I have as much stress as I did working for somebody, because I have the where if my kids are sick, "Okay, babe, I gotta stay home,"
Yeah.
and he's like, "Okay."
Yeah, he really shouldn't be shaming you for taking care of the
Yeah.
kids he helps create,
Well, I
so
mean, at the very beginning of me helping him with the company, yeah, it was hard because he's like, "Wait a minute, I need you to do this." And I had to have that sit down conversation with him like, "Babe, we said if if I'm gonna work for you, you can't get mad at me if I stay at home with the kids,
right.
because that guilt makes you feel horrible."
Yeah.
I feel like the stress on that part has changed since we've become our own owners, I guess you could say. I mean, yeah, you got the stress of trying to keep the business going and all that kind of stuff, but the stress of if the kids are sick. Now it's going to be even less because we're going to do homeschool. Because I will tell you this last year has been the most stressful because Dean has had problems in school and with bullying, with anger, with throwing fits at school, and I get calls to try and help that.
Mhm.
And just the fear of my kids going to school every day. I hate to say it. I fear my
I think
kids going
we
to
live
school.
in that day and age, we were we were from a time of the very first school shooting, and there wasn't another one after Columbine
Mhm,
for years and years and years and years and years, and now we hear about it constantly. My daughter Maggie's school got put on lockdown. She's in 7th grade.
mhm,
They got put on lockdown this week because there was a suspected student with a gun on campus.
mhm,
So those are real life things that we have to worry about now that I didn't have to worry about when the girls were younger.
mhm.
Our parents didn't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
I'm sure for a few days everybody was like, "Oh my gosh," when Columbine happened.
Mhm.
But you think our parents feared sending us to school every day?
No.
What they had the same thought I've had. What if I'm sending you to school and you don't come home?
Yeah. I mean, that is and with Emma and Dean's school that they're at, they have the high school. So that makes it 10 times worse because
Mhm.
the majority I mean, here lately, it's been a lot of elementary schools that have been getting shot at
Right.
or threatened. So, yeah, I see the fear, but that stress of when we start homeschool, I think and I know my husband's biggest stress is the social time for the kids. Well, babe, there's plenty of programs for homeschool kids.
Yeah.
You know, we were thinking 4-H. Emma wants to do dance. Dean wants to do baseball and soccer. gives me time to be able to do all that. I don't have that stress anymore. So
Yeah.
I see the difference in it. What works in your season right now that you never expected?
What works? Okay. So, I'm sure your mom said it to you just like mine said it to me. I'm not one of your little friends.
Mhm.
Being friends with my children works. And I know that doesn't work for everybody.
Yeah.
And but I'm in a season right now that I get to be friends with my older girls.
Mhm.
They come to me with, I come in late from work and they all three come at me at the same time, talking 90 miles an hour. And my
Especially
husband's look
Maggie.
Lily.
Lily.
My husband's looking back and forth between the 4 of us going, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa. What?"
Mhm.
And I'm like, "They're not talking to you, it's fine." Because they're not. They have their own special relationship with their dad, but I've been able to develop that with they come to me with the high school drama and gossip, and I'm like, "Girls,
Mhm.
does it really matter?"
Yeah, I know, but, back then, we were all about the
Yeah.
drama, and now we're like, "I've already been through this. Can we just" No.
But I've been able to develop that friendship with my kids that when it comes down to brass tacks and they know that I'm telling them to do something, it gets done.
Yeah.
They respect me as their mother.
Mhm.
But I can also have that relationship with them that they can come to me
Mhm.
with their fun things, their hard things, their boy problems,
Yeah.
their friend problems, all of it.
Well, and I hope I could have that relationship, but you're right, it's not for everybody. Because there's sometimes, you wanna have that friendship with your parents, but then you're like, I don't need them to know certain things."
I was 20 years old before I was able to develop a friendship with my mom.
Yeah.
And it's probably just been in the last 3 or 4 years that I've told her some of the things from high school.
Yeah.
And there's been things she thought I did that I actually never genuinely did.
Mhm.
And now she's able to realize, "Hey, Angie's not full of it. She didn't really do that." My kids, on the other hand, I know everything as soon as it happens. 10 minutes later, "Mom, guess what?" I'm like, "Oh my gosh, why are you telling me this?"
Can we not keep it a
Yeah,
little bit of a secret
none.
until you get older?
Or there is things like, me and one of the older girls we talking about. So, like, me and Lily were having a conversation the other day, and Jesse is sitting there wide-eyed looking at us like, "Oh my god, you're talking about that?" And we're just talking like me and you are talking. And Lily's like, "What is wrong with you? It's completely normal." And Jesse's like, we're like, "Calm down. Go elsewhere."
Well, I have to say, I'm kinda like you, me and my mom, I'm gonna admit, after I got over myself, me and my mom have been able to have that relationship and be able to talk, and that's been nice. But with my kids, I'm still learning. I can't really tell you what has been working 'cause, we've had to pivot a lot this year.
Mhm.
Especially this year, and I feel like we're going the right direction, but I can't tell you whether it's working or not. So, mine is kind of a not sure yet. But that I feel like
Or
that's
maybe yours
normal,
is being okay in the uncertainty.
and maybe that's what it is. Because I do notice that I'm the one that has to I've been the one that's had to be like, "It's gonna be alright. God's got this."
Right.
'Cause it was just the year before, James was like, "Whitney, stop. It's
Does it
gonna be
really
flat.
matter?
Does it really matter?" Oh my goodness,
Let it go.
but it's come to this season since we've took over the company that he used to work at, that I'm I've noticed myself more being okay with it. Like, "Look, it happens, we'll be fine."
100%.
So, alright. So let's kinda go back to our foundation of
Being rooted.
yeah, being rooted in our mom core. So, again, I am a perfectionist, so that has again, this year has been the letting go of being perfect.
But the beauty in it is that when you start seeing the perfection in God,
Mhm.
and then you start seeing that through your children and seeing that you made a comment earlier about how when my kids started your class, you were so amazed at what they already knew and that they were interactive with it. And that that told me that I did my job.
Yeah. I mean, they did kinda think I was a little weird because I would yeah, they still do because I would be walking back and forth and they're like, "Miss Whitney, you're can you sit?" But when I get to talk so this is hard for me to sit while we're talking, that's why my hands are moving a lot, but no. But yeah, no, I totally get that, but it
But we do have to absolutely learn to let go of the perfection that the world puts on us,
mhm,
because the world's gonna lie.
yeah,
The world's gonna say you have to look a certain way, you have to act a certain way, you have to your kids have to look a certain way and act a certain way. But the reality of it is every one of us is created individually, uniquely in God's image.
mhm,
He is exactly who we are exactly who he designed us to be.
mhm.
And that there in and of itself is perfection.
Well, and it is hard to find that in yourself because like we said on the last episode, who are we? You know, we get into that, who are we?
Right.
And it's like once we find who we really are, especially in God, I feel like that's where we're like, okay, it's okay being imperfect. It's okay because I mean, there's a reason for everything,
Yep.
you know, and the hard in those hard moments of us wanting everything to go our way.
And right now,
And right now, that's one of my I'm letting that go. No, I can't have it right now. But relying on
trusting him.
yes.
You know, to share a little bit and expound on mine, my hardest moment was March 1st of 2021. Our house burned to the ground.
Mm,
We were inside. We had to escape out a window. And so we were being treated in the ambulance. We'd already sat there and in waiting on the fire department to get there, we sat there and watched our house burn before our eyes
mhm,
with nothing but the clothes on our back. And our oldest daughter didn't even have clothes on her back. It was the coldest night of the year. We had no shoes. I had no underwear because I was fixing to get in the shower. My husband had no boots on. The two younger girls were in pajamas. And even sitting in the ambulance to be treated. And it wasn't me because at that point I was so numb because I'd already had my hysterical moment. But I told my kids in that moment, God's got a plan. We may not see it, we may not understand it, and we certainly don't have to like it, but we do have to trust it. And he did. Look at where we're at now. He had a plan in that.
yes.
So those hard moments shape who you are. You just have to trust that there's a reason.
Mhm,
And that accept that even though there's a reason, you may not ever know the reason.
yeah. Well, and I'll give you one instant for me is, when I was pregnant with Emma, and it was 4 months before the incident happened, I was given a word. And usually in the way that sometimes God communicates with me, and it sometimes is like just a word, really, it was accident. And I'm like, "Oh, what does he mean by this?" So I had to, like, rely on there's something with an accident. I don't know if am I gonna lose my baby or am I gonna have a car accident or somebody that I love gonna be in an accident? I didn't know. He just gave me accident. And it was like, "Oh my goodness, what's gonna happen?" And when it happened, it was 3 weeks before Emma was to be born. I was going in early and, because I was trying to make up as much time possible, so whenever I went on leave, I'd have some hours that was built up, so I could have some of that coming back to me, and it was about I think it was 6 o'clock in the morning, and it was dark outside, and you know that road 5 points?
Mhm.
I was coming up that way and I saw a white car going across. I'm honking on the horn, but little did I know, he cut off another truck coming the other direction, and they both came for me. And all I remember is I had my arm up, and it was like and I saw blood coming down because I guess while I was honking the horn, the airbag came up and broke my thumb, and I had and did something else because I had a tear or something right there, but I noticed my arm was being held, like, it wasn't moving, and I'm like, "Okay," and all my windows went white, and I mean, it could be the smoke. I mean, people are gonna be like, "Well, it's probably the smoke," but it literally was white as can be. I don't think smoke could like, white smoke could look like that. And, of course, one of the guys that got hit, he opened my door, and I'm like, "I'm pregnant. I don't know." Like, I'm freaking out. And I just remember there was 2 ladies that there's a Dollar General right there, and I just remember the logo on their shirt, and one of the ladies, because the first thing I do, I turned off my car because 'cause I'm like, "Better turn it off," you know,
Yeah.
because it's smoking. And so she's like, "Okay, your car's off. Okay, let's get out." So we get out, and I'm, like, crying. I'm like, I don't know about my baby." Baby was my I couldn't care less about my hand being broken, my baby. And so we were outside the car, and do you wanna know, that was probably the first moment that I'm like, "I have to rely on God on everything." Because one of the ladies said, the lady that actually got me out of the car, she's all, "Can I pray over you?" I'm like, "Yes, yes, please, please." So she prayed in English while her friend prayed in Spanish, and it's like I understood what she was saying.
Right.
It was the weirdest thing, and I probably scared the EMTs because 'cause they're like, "Oh my goodness, this lady is 8 months pregnant." And they're like, "Do we need to get you a gurney?" I'm like, "No, I'm good." Like, I was flipping out, but once they prayed, I was calm as can be. And I was like, "Is the other guy okay?" I'm asking questions, and I'm worried about everybody else now. And they get me in the ambulance, and they're like, "Are you sure you don't?" I'm like, "I'm good, I got this." So, of course, I get up there, wobble, and it's not a
Yeah, no,
small.
it's a doozy.
So I get up there, they're asking me these questions, I'm every time. And then I get to the hospital because James ended up calling our pastor first because he works at the hospital. He comes in, I had to calm him down. He loves this story. He's like, "Oh, babe girl, I don't know." I'm like, "Brother Eddie, calm down."
Breathe, man. So okay.
But in that moment, the moment that I was like, "Oh my goodness, I don't know what's going on," I had complete calmness. And I right then and there, I knew God had something to do with it. But I also knew 4 months ahead, there was gonna be some sorta accident, and it was for a reason. And it was for a reason for my change.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's but in this new season is I have to let go of the perfection because
I think in this new season, one of the biggest things that we have to give ourselves along with other women is to accept and give grace
Mhm,
over guilt.
exactly. Grace, uh, we have to just give ourselves grace because I mean, that's kinda what we have to do in life anyways, we have to give people grace.
Yep. 100%.
Why not do it for yourself? Because God is shaping you through this motherhood, and I notice shaping more now that I have gotten closer with God, that I've noticed my shaping more. I don't know about you, I don't know if you've noticed in your every seasons since your accident, or well, since the fire, that you have noticed that you're shaping in things you knew that that's what God was doing. I mean, that's pretty much
So that kind of leads us into our next question of where have you had to give yourself grace? Of I've had to give myself grace in being okay.
mhm,
Being okay that so I was a crier. I was a very sentimental person.
mhm,
I lost my dad at 15. I lost his dad when I was 30. I lost my both of my grandmothers in between there. So I was a very sentimental person and I held on to these things from my dad, from my mama, from my grandma, from my papa. And losing all of those, I had to give myself grace in not being okay with it,
Mhm.
but also knowing that God gave me them and the memories with them and the lessons from them to hold on to, not their stuff.
Mhm.
But giving myself grace and knowing that it's okay that I mourn that loss of the physical too.
Mhm. I think with me, giving myself grace is actually loving myself. Because I grew up very self-conscious, being put down in relationships mentally. Thank goodness not physically, because I believe God had a hand in all that kinda stuff, but mentally, I was to the point, and I still fight it every single day, and it's been one of the hardest things for me to accept compliments, is giving myself grace on, "Whitney, you are worthy. Whitney, you aren't a failure. Whitney, you have a gift that I have given you, you know? Whitney, you get out of your flippin' head."
We did a Bible study on that not too
Yeah.
long. I'm so sorry.
But, it's one of those I need I needed to stop putting myself down because I was hearing all those names, all those words that was being told to me.
That the world was defining you as.
Yes. And I had to give myself grace that that's not who I am.
Yep.
So,
For each and every one of you. If you feel like you're not doing it right,
if you had to change your expectations,
we want you to know today that you are not failing, you're learning.
every child in season is different.
And you have to give yourself grace.
That is the most important thing.
Motherhood isn't about perfection.
It's about being present and growing through it.
So today, to end, we want to say a prayer over you.
Lord, I just want to thank you for every woman that is watching this, God. God, I know these words that we are saying, it can be sometimes hard for every woman to hear. Lord, you know that me and Angie have had a hard time accepting some of these things, but we see you, God. And Lord, we know you see them. And we know that you are saying, I see you. I see you in your moments of tragedy. I see your moments in the struggle, but I am here for you. I want to thank you, God, for every single one of them. God, I want to thank you for allowing us to be able to grow in these tragedies, in these struggles that we have, God. God, I just pray that these women see their worth, see that they have you right beside them, God. Thank you, Lord, in your loving name. Amen.
Amen.
So, next episode, we will be
Discussing the different stages of friendship
Mhm.
within motherhood, including our own.
So,
Buckle up.
yes, buckle up.